Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Art and welcome back to another video. Hope you guys had a good week, a good weekend, and looking forward to the next week. The next week is, besides me working naturally, hanging out with a friend tomorrow, Sunday, doing some things as usual, same old, same old. The funny thing is that when you're young, you look up and say, I can do all this stuff. But what happens when you actually get older? You realize you're doing the same thing over and over again. It reminds me, one of my favorite bands, Nine Inch Nails, had a song, Every Day is Exactly the Same. And the funny thing is, when I first heard that song, I was like, you might have something to that. And I thought about it. Every day is almost exactly well, not every day is exactly the same, but every day is almost exactly the same. You wake up, go to work, come home, chill out, do this, do that, do this, do that, go back to sleep, wake up, rinse, repeat. Get paid, pay bills, rinse, repeat. But anyway, that's the way how I look at it. Well, this should not be. This is going to be a little bit of a rant too. Well, here's the thing. Before I do the rant, let's do this. Yeah, Star Wars: The High Republic number 8, I believe. Great. The funny thing is, I do like the High Republic because this happens before the Phantom Menace, and I believe this happens either the new Acolyte TV show either happens after this or this happens before it or around the same time. Who knows? I don't know. I haven't seen the Acolyte yet. Can't wait to do it. Star Wars 47, The Trial of Lando. I believe this is the end of it, or this could be something totally different. Kind of like the fact that they put Lando on trial. It's kind of hilarious because now the hilarious thing, the reason why I say this is kind of hilarious because in the 80s, Marvel Comics had the Star Wars license and they produced comic books throughout all 3 movies and afterwards. And now they get the license again and they're doing the exact same thing, but now they're doing different stories. Except for this is considered canon now instead of the old stuff. And the funny thing is, a lot of the older stories are actually really good. And these ones is like, okay, hit and miss. This is a cool one. Now, if you look at this says X-Men right here. But this is not an X-Men comic book. This is actually Amazing Spider-Man 51, the Disney cover. Thought that was kind of neat. I was like, when I saw that on the stream, Stan Collectibles showed this off. I was like, whoa. See, Amazing Spider-Man 51. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I didn't get to see a lot of other channels this week. This past week was kind of jacked up. Everything was going good until like Wednesday. We had a big snowstorm, a big rainstorm. And after that, our cable was out. Wednesday, I had a doctor's appointment at the podiatrist. I came home. It was sunny. As soon as I come home, it started raining. It started raining hard. About 5 o'clock, the cable goes out. So naturally, now think about it. You might say, oh, the cable's out. Okay, you got a lot of stuff to do. Or do you? Cable's out, that means I don't have an internet. I don't have Wi-Fi. The whole system, the whole thing went down. I didn't even have Wi-Fi. So I couldn't, read my, I could have used my phone to do all this stuff, like watch videos and stuff like that. But I was like, well, let me save power because what if the power goes out? Because sometimes that happens. So basically, you know what I was doing? I looked up and said, well, you know what? I actually caught up with almost all my comics. We had nothing else to do. So that's what I did. And I finally started reading this bad boy, Deadpool, The Circle Chase. This is the Epic Collection Volume 1. And I kind of have, and I'm halfway through it. Then, of course, cable didn't come back on until maybe like 5 o'clock. Cable Wi-Fi didn't come on until like 5 or 6 o'clock Thursday. So I was like, woohoo! I can watch videos again. I can watch YouTube on my TV like I usually do every night. We got Space Ghost number 2. I really didn't know they made a Space Ghost comic book. I really didn't know. Or maybe I did, I just never found it. Because I tried to look for it and I was like, okay, fine. Couldn't find it. Last but not least, well, they had Duke. They had the Cobra Commander limited series. Now, the one of Scarlet. And the next one after that, and within the next month or two, they're going to have Destro, his limited series. And so far, this is written by Kelly Thompson, who wrote a lot of Black Widow. A lot of the Black Widow one, I guess. I believe. Is that the same one? I think so. I had to get a fig. I said last week I'm going to get this fig, and I finally did. This here's the Action Sailor Diver. So this is kind of neat. Of course, the hilarious thing, the Desert Soldier, I found in Target twice, and it was like $30-some, of course. But my comic book store has these, and you know, a lot of times, even Target or Walmart, I don't find them there. After I buy this, I bet you I'll find more of these at Target or Walmart. It usually happens that way. But, you know, supporting a small business, it's a good thing, I believe. All right. So that's taking care of that. That's all I got. So here's the thing. Let me talk a little bit more about what I did today. I finally saw Madam Web. Finally. After all the hoopla and complaining and all this stuff, I finally saw Madam Web. All right, so what are my thoughts on Madam Web? As we all know, and maybe still know, Sony still has the rights to Spider-Man for the films. So, and they're not letting them go because they know it's a cash cow, but they're not really doing anything with Spider-Man. MCU did better Spider-Man than they did. Go figure. Whether you like Tom Holland or not, they did a much better job with with Spider-Man than Sony did. So, you know what they did? They said, you know, just like Fox, we're going to make all these movies based on this character. So what happened was, you know, after they don't, so let's make Mobius. Actually, I saw Mobius recently. It was pretty decent. It was a very decent movie. Very decent. Nothing really to say, hey, this was awesome or this sucked. But it was a decent movie. And of course they had, you know, Michael Keaton at the end as the Vulture, and that was cool. But here's the thing. Whenever I watch a TV show, like for example, the Acolyte TV show is coming out. All right? It actually, tell you the truth, the first 2 episodes just came out and I haven't watched it yet. I haven't even watched the new season of Doctor Who yet either. I haven't did that yet either. Because I kind of want to get it all, want to have it all released so I can watch it all in one binge session. That's what I kind of want to do so I can get a feel for it. And I can watch it at my leisure instead of like watching something, then I had to try to remember what happened a couple weeks ago to see what it builds up to. Like X-Men 97, which was an awesome, super awesome show. When there's a show like that, I have no expectations. No expectations whatsoever. All. I come in with it with an open mind. And I just say, okay, wow me. Can you wow me? X-Men 97, wow me. Morbius, yeah. Now here, let's go to Madam Web. More remember Venom? Let's have one of Spider-Man's arch nemesis with no Spider-Man. Tom Hardy did a good job, in my opinion. He did a great job for the first two movies. The second movie, Let There Be Carnage, with Woody Harrelson, wasn't the best, but it was okay. So now let's do Madam Web, another Spider-Man adjacent character without any influence of Spider-Man. Okay. I can see where a lot of people are complaining about this movie, because it's basically the protagonist is a female. I can see that. I can see why people say, "Oh, you're throwing all these females who was so vapid," and well, Princess Leia, she was a great character. But she was a great character. But if you really think about it, she didn't really have that much of a screen. She had some presence, but not that much of a screen presence in the first three movies. A lot of times, she was the damsel in distress. She was a strong character, but she was a damsel in distress. And when she took over, she took over. Okay, that's fine. Now, here's the thing: do I really want to bash that movie? The reason why I bashed this movie and I don't like it is because there's another Spider-Man central character with no Spider-Man involvement whatsoever. No ties to Spider-Man. Nothing linking it to Spider-Man. So how can you have a movie like this without any kind of mention or something linked to Spider-Man? That's one of the gripes. The second gripe, this is an origin story, which is kind of neat because the way how they did it was an origin story. Now, I don't know how well this movie did in the theaters, because no movie really does it well in theaters, because no one really likes to go to movie theaters these days. But I finally saw it on Netflix, and I was kind of like, okay, for 2 hours, I was mildly entertained. Mildly. Okay, good. Was it a great movie? No, it wasn't. Was it predictable? Kind of. No, it wasn't. I couldn't really guess what was going to happen. Because if you saw the movie, you know what was supposed to happen. But she changed it. But I just gave it away. The future changed. So the best part about it, you came blind at the end. That was the best part about it. But other than that, like I said, not much. Not much. Not much to that movie, really. Now, would I recommend anybody to watch that movie? No. I wouldn't recommend you watch it just because of, the way how it is. If you're curious, go watch. If you've seen it, let me know down below what you thought of it. If you haven't seen it, what I say, don't take my word for it. Watch it for yourself and form your own conclusion. It's funny, my groups that I'm in, they bash this movie left and right. They said the best part was seeing Sweeney girl. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. I'm like, okay. But anyway, But then again, if they do make a sequel out of it, hopefully they make it very well. But oh well. That's my rant for today. So other than that, that's all I have to talk about. So my suggestion is that have a good week, have a better weekend, and just be yourself. Talk to you later.